Hello and welcome from Top of the Game, and it's the preview of West Ham United's very first league game at their new ground as we take on Bournemouth, who beat us 4-3 in the same fixture last season when Callum Wilson ran wild and got a hat-trick, Carl Jenkinson ran wild and got sent off, and Gonzo's here to run wild with his mouth as we're here to discuss all things Bournemouth. Gonzo, one of your players you really like from Bournemouth didn't start last weekend, Max Gradle. Are you worried he's going to be unleashed on us this weekend?
Yeah, very much so. Of course, we were linked with him on numerous occasions. Actually, I think Sam wanted to bring him in. I was surprised that he didn't start. I watched the first game, and I was surprised he came on as a sub. But Jordan Ibe also, he looked quite lively as well. So I think if Gradle starts and then Ibe starts, then they're going to pose us some problems from wide positions.
That's exactly what they did last season. Gonzo, I watched them last weekend as well. I was actually quite impressed by them. I don't think 3-1 was a fair result. Well, I'm not saying they deserved to beat Man U. I thought they looked like the likelier teams to score before that defensive error, which allowed Mata. Were you impressed by what you've seen in the season opener?
Yeah, they're fast. That's the thing. They have pace. Something I would still like us to add to our front line, in all honesty, would be outright pace. They have lots of it. It was King played. He was very good. Wilson was back, suffered a long-term injury. They had the boy. They signed big money from Leeds at the back. I think they're playing very well. They are going to do well, and there's a lot of teams will get turned over by Jose Mourinho's Man United this season. So no shame. They'll be quite safe, and I think they will cause us problems. Yeah.
Mitch, what's your opinion on Bournemouth? You've been sitting there quietly listening to us chat on.
I'm a big Eddie Howe fan. We know what we're going to get from Bournemouth. They're going to play very pretty football on the floor. They're going to be very attacking. They'll show us no fear whatsoever. I think for them, losing Matt Ritchie actually to Newcastle was quite a big blow. But they do have Max Gradle, as you just said, who offers plenty going forward. I just think they'll be relentless. They'll be licking their lips, to be honest, at our performance after against Chelsea. So I expect them to be coming out all guns blazing like they did at the Berlin last season. Mitch,
is it almost dangerous playing Bournemouth after getting beat by Man U? Do you think it might have been better for West Ham if they actually won that fixture? So, do you think they'll have extra motivation?
I think that you could look at it from two aspects, really. You could say that maybe they're more motivated because they lost, but then you could say if they did win, then maybe they'd be just as motivated because they got their confidence up. So I don't think it really matters. I think Eddie Howe's going to have them ready to go either way.
What do you make of their main striker? Well, I keep calling him his main striker. I suppose Wilson is, but Afobe, Mitch, he's a player I really like. I'm surprised he didn't start against Man U as well. And it worries me that they've got him and Wilson. And like we've seen at Upton Park last year, they took us apart big time.
Yeah, Benik Afobe, I watched him a lot in the Championship. He is an absolute handful. He's stocky and he's fast, so it's a lethal combination, especially with our centre backs looking as dodgy as they did against Chelsea the other night. So I think that, and then obviously as you just said, they could have Callum Wilson either starting or coming off the bench, which adds even more pace. So that is a strike partnership that we don't want to mess with.
I think Ogbonna struggled with Afobe in the game at their place, particularly in the first half, but we won it with Payet and Valencia stepping up luckily. I think that got overshadowed. I think we kind of ignored that, but I think Afobe caused us trouble when we played them in their place. So I'm a bit sceptical about this. But the one thing that I really admire about Bournemouth, Gonzo, is their fullbacks. They attack, and they attack well. Like you said, they are fast, but those two fullbacks possess a lot of ability going forward. And would you not agree that that's possibly West Ham's weak spot down the wings?
Oh, absolutely, and there's really no surprise that it's our weak spot down the wing, is it? Let's be perfectly honest with you, because it's the position of most neglect in the team. So we stock up very well on centre-backs, and we stock up very well on wingers ourselves. We just seem to neglect that position of fullback, and I think in many respects being a lesson harshly learnt, because really we started this season with one senior fullback. Byram's not a senior fullback. He may well turn out to be very good, and I'm glad he's playing there instead of Antonio. But Cresswell was our only senior fullback. We should have had four. We had four fullbacks. We didn't, and we need to sort it out. You mentioned, I mean, he was on was terrible against Leicester as well. You mentioned Jenkinson. He was awful. He was absolutely awful, wasn't he, before he got injured? So yeah. I mean, we're susceptible down there. But listen, there's some people that learn from advice. There's some people that have to learn from their mistakes, and there are some people that just never bloody learn. And I think Bilic is somebody that has to learn from his own mistakes, as you've seen with Antonio. And I think possibly even looked at last season and looked at us on the flanks, and he's hopefully going to play the Musaka, Mufasa on the left, and Byram on the right. It's a song, that, isn't it? So yeah, hopefully we'll be stronger on the wings.
I think it's our wingers that need to watch what they're doing defensively. Funnily enough, Payet does not track back. That's going to cause us a little bit of trouble. And whoever's right wing is going to have to watch Paul Daniels, because he is their biggest threat going forward. I think he's
magic, isn't he?
Yeah, he's magic indeed. Good joke that. Well done. I'll give you that one. Very good. Now, before we talk about West Ham, it's time to talk about the man in the middle. The referee on Sunday is Craig Pawson. Last season he refereed 2 West Ham United games where we drew 3-3 with Arsenal at home and we drew 2-2 with Manchester City. Bournemouth had him twice last season and they got beat in both. They lost 1-0 at Anfield and they lost 2-0 against Southampton. So neither have got an outstanding record under him. He's a referee. He'll give out a few yellow cards, but he isn't card happy. He doesn't hand out a lot of red cards, certainly. So I think he will control the game pretty well. Bournemouth, I don't think, are a dirty team. I don't think we're that dirty either. So I expect quite a nice tempo to the game and hopefully an attacking game. Now let's talk about West Ham United. Mitch, how important is this game? Because after this, in the league, we have Man City away, and after that we have an international break. Is this quite important that we stick points, plural, on the board?
I think it's a huge game, and it's quite worrying that the negativity is coming this early on in the season. If we lose to Bournemouth on Sunday and then we go on to lose to City, which to be honest we would expect us to go to the Etihad and lose, we could be sitting rock bottom or perhaps even a little bit higher coming into the national break. What we need this Sunday is a solid performance to reassure the fans and the players themselves that we do have the capability to go out and win games this season.
Gonzo, we've just been praising Bournemouth left, right and centre. Are you confident?
I am, and I do think we'll win. Great. And it's right to praise Bournemouth, but I do think we'll win. But there's something that Mitch said. As soon as he said it yesterday, my sort of mind started to wander, and not because you're boring, Mitch. It's actually what he hit the nail on the head. We need confidence. The team needs confidence. But actually, for this particular one, the team needs to give us fans confidence. It's been a shaky start to the season, okay? Now, we've got lots of things going on with the Olympic Stadium at the moment, which is another video entirely. Those players need to give the fans in that stadium something to cheer early on. You hear it a lot in football. The manager will say, "Oh, we need the fans to get behind us," and I think that's right a lot of time. Actually, we need the players to help lift us. We need something that, for that reason, whoever is fit. I don't know what the situation is with Payet or Faguli, but I said in the review of last night of the game that we lacked stardust, and we need stardust. Bilic has got to do everything he can to get some stardust in the team. We need some flair. We need a bit of attacking verve. Never mind wait for Bournemouth to... We can't sit back. We can't be a counter-attacking team. Can't wait for Bournemouth to attack us with their magic and their Paul Daniels and their fast fullbacks. No, what we've got to do is we've got to go at them. So Payet or whoever, we need the flair, we need intensity, and we need a really intense first 5 or 10 minutes to lift the crowd so as the crowd are noisy as well. I think it's very, very important.
Mitch, what about yourself? Are you feeling confident heading into this one?
To be honest, I actually am. It's a game that I expect us to win comfortably, maybe 2 or 3-0. But at the same time, we definitely shouldn't underestimate Bournemouth, as sort of Gonzo just pointed out. They're a good team, but I expect us to come out sort of the better team on the day, pretty much.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm feeling quite confident as well, and I think the fans will get behind them as well. I know what you're saying, Gonzo, but I just think Sunday is the first proper game at the new ground, if that makes sense. I know we've played in the Europa League game there, and we had obviously Juventus, but I think this is the game where there's only 54,000 home fans, and 52 of those thousand are season ticket holders. I think that makes a different kettle of fish what the players are going to be coming out to hopefully we do get behind them. But Gonzo, what lineup are you wanting to see? I personally expect Payet to start. So let's assume Payet starting. What's the rest of the 11 you're hoping to see?
Okay, I mean, ridiculously, I've not given it any thought, even though I knew you'd ask it. I mean, Adrian in goal, Byram right back, of course. Antonio has to start, and he has to start on the wing. He deserves that. And we need, as I say, we need a bit of that attacking verve. And whilst he might not be the most technical player, he really gives a lot of drive and a lot of threat. So we need him in the team. So we're going along the back line. I'd play Ginge. I know he got turned for the goal in the European game, but I'd play Ginge. I'd play Reed. I'd keep that the same. Mufasa at the left back. Kiate, Noble, not three. I don't want to go with three defensive midfielders. So, judging on who's fit, so as you say, we've said Antonio. We'll have Payet in there, which is leaving one more. In all honesty, I'd rather him play Samuelson than play Gurkan Tora there. Somebody else with a bit of skill. Hopefully, we might have a curveball. We might have a surprise. Maybe Faguli's fit or something like that. So hopefully, somebody that will surprise us with just not Valencia and not Tora. I just never, no more for Valencia as we discussed. Then Andy Carroll, who's looking sharper by the game up front. That would be my team.
No Ogbonna.
Well, I like Ogbonna. You know, I like Ogbonna. I think there's a reason he didn't start the season. I think there's a reason he's been playing in Europe. So perhaps he's just not up to speed yet. My first choice too would be Ogbonna and Reed throughout the season. Okay, but I just think in terms of match sharpness, if he hasn't been fit and he's started on a Thursday, I think it might be a bit of a big ask to ask him to play on a Sunday. But going through the season, yes, I mean I'll play Ogbonna in every game, but just this one game too early maybe.
Mitch, any changes you would make from that? I mean, there is question marks over Chekiate's fitness, and there are some people say that he's out for 7 to 10 days, but he was on the bench last night against Astra. However, he didn't come on, and only 16 or 17, 18 players or whatever travelled out there, so he kind of had to be on the bench, even if he wasn't going to come on. So, Mitch, what would you make any changes to Gonzo's team there?
Personally, I would have Ogbonna in with Reed, but I would actually go for a 4-4-2. And I would like to see Caleri thrown at the deep end because I think that Caleri, with his movement playing off Carroll, could be a very lethal strike partnership. And I'd like to see Antonio on the right wing and Payet on the left. If Koyate isn't fit, I would be half tempted to actually go for Obiang over Norviet, mainly because I think that Havard had a bit of a dodgy game on Monday night, to be honest. And also we need Obiang, who's very, very defensive-minded, perhaps even more so than his Norwegian partner, just to sit in front of that back four. So when Bournemouth come on the counter attack, we've just got a solid anchor there who can just come and sweep the ball away.
Fantastic, right? It's almost prediction time. But make sure you subscribe to our channel here at Hammers Chat. We will have some sort of review. We're not 100% sure what kind of review yet because we're all at the game. We'll have some sort of review on Sunday from the Bournemouth game. But it's prediction time. Gonzo, you're still not going right this season.
Whoa. I got the first Astra game right.
On your vlog, not on
my
the show.
vlog.
You said
and I got the Chelsea game right because you plastered it all over Twitter.
Yeah, I think you said 3-1 Chelsea.
No, you go and look back at your tweets. I said 2-1.
I will.
So I've actually got two right. I've got one more than you. So actually the pressure's on you. So I ask you, what's your prediction?
I'm going to say 2-1 West Ham. Now, what's your prediction?
I'm going to say 2-1 West Ham because then even if then you can't go one, I'm still always one ahead of you. I'm going to match you all season, and then I'll still be one ahead of you. But at the end of the season, I'll be the champion predictor. Right,
Mitch, you've given us two scores so far. You said 2 or 3-0. On this channel, you don't get to give two options. You've got to put your neck on the line. You're only getting one choice, mate, so you pick one.
I'm going to give you a third option. I'm going to go 3-1 West Ham.
Oh, curveball. He's changed his mind in the last minute. But you just watching, make sure you come onto our forum at hammerschat.com. Let us know what you think. What lineup do you want to see? We've just been debating what centre-backs to play. Also, who fills that hole? We've got a mystery here. Mitch is saying he wants Caleri in there. Gonzo saying anyone but Valencia. He doesn't care who it is. I think he'd rather Bilic came out of retirement than we've seen any Valencia there. Let us know what you think, and you can also let us know in the comments. But like I said, we'll be back. Thank you very much for watching, and make sure you subscribe to our channel.